Let's go. Let us know, start the cheering. Let's have fun and start connecting. Your worries soon you'll be forgetting, 'cause you are here with us now. We are all friends. Sit back and relax, we can begin. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive. Online streaming is a journey. With every step we're always learning. So come with us, let's support each other. We can do everything all together. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive. Your adventure is starting. Nothing compares to streaming. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive.
Hello, it's Thursday, and that means we will go live with our Livestream Peer Group Project. And today I have in the chat, and of course, live with me, Mommy Lala. And first time in the chat, Tech Zero to Hero. Hey, welcome to the stream. And yeah, without further ado, we go to Zoom. And hi, Lala, how are you?
Hello. Hi, Marcus. Hi there, Tech Zero to Hero.
What a cool
Thanks
name.
for dropping by.
Yeah, so middle of the night, Lala, but you already have a great
Oh, yeah,
success.
it's Dory.
Yeah, I
It's
saw it from the little
right.
picture. I was suspecting, but in this one the picture was not there, and here we have it. Dory,
Exactly.
welcome to the stream. So
OMG, Dory, is this your new YouTube channel?
we have to go and subscribe. If maybe I am, I don't know. Yeah, Great. So, Dory, what we are doing here is the peer group project where we try to help each other out with questions and with
Mm.
goals and with whatever comes up. And we like to discuss with people in the chat as well. Yeah, and Einer has come in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
In the flying in the space as always. Yeah, indeed,
Maybe out
it's
of
been
space.
outer space. Yeah, exactly. So, oh, Lala, I catched your premiere today. So big win for you. The first edited video with voiceover.
Yeah, it was the first time. I was so excited to do it. I was like, I called my daughter and said, Sam, come here, look. I'm able to edit something with a voiceover. It's not something, super amazing. And my daughter was like, Mom, you just made me have vertigo attack. I said, sorry, daughter. The way you handle the camera is too fast. Don't do that. At least it's a start, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's a learning process, of course.
exactly. But she told me many pointers. Don't do this, mom. Don't do this. Do this.
Okay, so
So,
what were those pointers? Tell us.
all right. So first and foremost, she said the cut. I could still like how I transition from one scene to another. I can change that a bit. But the very first pointer she mentioned was don't do that with when you do handle the camera. So I went crazy with the camera.
Yeah.
I said I have a gimbal anyway, so I can move around. No worries. So it's like having a gimbal does not give you the right to actually move so fast still, right?
Yeah.
So and basically what I did was before I was having an issue with putting music if I use my phone as an editor. But then if I use my what do you call this? I forgot. Final Cut Pro or iMovie to edit. I music was okay. It's easy to put in the music, but I was having real issues just trying to edit stuff, split things into and then put things together. So now I found the perfect combination. Okay, so for just the short videos anyway, I mean those kind of videos, not really, great videos, but it's okay. Splice, edit them and splice just the transitions and then bring them down and then edit them onto Final Cut Pro to add the audio and the music.
Perfect. And you
So
did it. So great.
yes,
So
I was so happy like when Marcus was in the job. I was like, Marcus, I did
yeah.
it. I finally knew how to do voiceover. Yes, there were only like 5 people in the chat, but I was super happy.
Yeah, great. No, it's
So
fantastic.
there.
And so from starting with, oh no, I can't edit videos to improving constantly.
Yes,
That's
so
what you're
now I
talking
can
about.
say yes that video was like it's not a template. It's really something I did from beginning to the end, and I was like really happy that for the first time after how many videos have I done for our group? Maybe 4 or 5. Maybe this is the sixth or the fifth. Finally, I can say that's something that I can say. This is yeah, this is a nice one.
Yeah, great. Yeah, fantastic. So, and
Hi, Anna, Adam, and Einar.
yes, Anna and Adam joined us. Hello. And in the Discord, I had a message from Janet. She will probably join us back next week. She has the graduation from the membership experience today, so she kind of has to be there, and that's a great thing too. So maybe she can tell us next week what she learned exactly. Yeah, and then Adam was suggesting a theme for today. So we are now at the beginning of July, and that is half the year is over, so we can look what have we achieved, what do we want to achieve, and yeah, I think that's a nice idea. I don't know, Adam, would you like to start us off with that?
Sure. It's nice to see everybody. Yeah, so I think that as we hit July, right, we're in the second half of the year, right? So it's 1 through 6 and then 7 through 12 is where we are now. So it's a good time to kind of take a look at where we've been and put a flag in the ground as to where we're going to be going or what we're committed to do for the rest of the year. And it's interesting. I like to use this analogy. When you cross the river, often when you get in the middle of the river, you see new stones that you didn't see from the side, and you might end up in a completely different place than you originally had intended, which is, no surprise. And I'm certainly there myself. And, I've been taking a self-imposed break on pumping out so much content this week and last week. And it was much needed, as there's a lot of things that are going on with my work and in my life that are important. Like I just planned yesterday, I planned, and this was really important. I haven't been paying enough attention to actually working in some vacation time like Marcus did, but I just planned for a week at the end of this month. Actually, the first week of August, I'm going to be going to Los Cabos for a week and to Mexico City with my wife, and it's going to be really fun. We stay at an all-inclusive resort, and it's awesome. I don't know if you've ever done the all-inclusive, but if you want to practice inclusiveness, definitely go to an all-inclusive.
I'm not sure if it's meant that way.
Sure it is.
Yeah,
All
of course.
all the foods. I'm there for food, right? I'm not a big drinker, but it's certainly nice, to have everything taken care of, and you just kind of roll out of bed and go sit by the beach or the pool.
Of course,
Mostly the pool for me. I'm more of a pool person. So the beach is mysterious, what you might find in the water, but a pool is nice. But anyway, so I'm excited for that. But going on to, where I am now. Also, I did something and it's really throwing me for a curveball. And it's making me really seriously consider about what I'm doing. Obviously, I will still continue with what I'm doing, but I'm glad that I kind of came to an end with the Podcast Starter Club and moving on to other things. And at the same time, at the end, I just, as an experiment, I launched 8 videos on a new channel that I've created just of my artwork. And you may or may not know that I'm an artist and I like to draw pictures and I do all this kind of stuff. Lala knows my background with the arts. And, I have actually a degree in art, and I used to be represented by an agent. I was a painter. Like, I've got some good skills with the arts, and I've been working in the arts for longer than I've been working in podcasting and doing things around the arts. And I posted a few videos, some shorts on YouTube Shorts. I put them also on TikTok and Instagram, but I'm getting thousands of views on my drawings. It's like real time. It's time lapses of my drawings, of my ink drawings, and it's just a brush pen. And I'm getting positive. I've got more subscriptions more quickly on my artwork, and the stuff that I'm doing, it's getting a lot more attraction, or it's more attractive to that general audience. There's a lot of people who love making art and love to see people drawing, so it's very attractive. And so it's just like, wow, I should just continue doing this stuff, but it doesn't really lead anywhere outside of just creating stuff. What it does do is, like, and this is kind of an interesting thing, when you focus on something that you do, not just providing guidance or advice or consulting or just creating lives where you're interviewing people and you're talking to people, I find when you focus on a process or a thing that you do, like in Lola's case, she's creating crafts, and other people may build a boat, or they might, do their garden. Even if nobody watches, you end up with all the stuff that you made, which you love, right? So it's like, wow, I just did a bunch, this is here. I'll just show you. Excuse me. This is like a drawing that I just did of a boat, right? It was just, I just did this the other day, and it's
great.
and it's just a drawing, but like now I have a drawing, right? I haven't been drawing a lot. So like it's encouraging me to create stuff that I like to do and I like to make. And even if nobody watches it, you end up with the thing and that you care, you're proud of and makes you feel good. So that's like the tough part about this. Whereas when you talk to people and you do interviews or you do advice, you like the other stuff I'm doing, I feel like I'm offering a lot, but I'm not getting a lot back from it because my numbers are fairly low, and I know it takes time to grow, but even over 6 months, I'm putting up videos, they're getting 10 views, 15 views, right? And it's just like, yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Fortunately, I have a long list of new topics that I am going to approach and to do videos on. I'm not going to stop doing those videos. I'm just tweaking and experimenting. And what I found was, and this is like, so that's the twist is like, oh my gosh, there's this whole other approach that I could take that I know would be more successful than what I'm doing now, as if you're just counting the numbers. And also, I'm left with something that I really love and that I'm proud of, which is like creating more artwork, right? Versus something that's more business focused or, more aligned with establishing yourself as an expert kind of thing in this area.
Yeah.
And that is also changing. I looked at the performance of my videos over the last 6 months and over the ones that I've done. And there's a few that have much higher scores than the other, and it's specifically in two areas, and both of them are pretty much demos of software. And one is demoing when I did a demo of Word Hero, which is like Jasper, is like the AI tool that I use to help me write descriptions and things like that. That got 3x, 4x views than everything else I'm doing. That means I get 50 views instead of 10 views. It's not a big jump, but it is. Obviously, more people are interesting, or more people are looking for that kind of content. And then another one that did really well, which I was really surprised, is this software application called Inkscape, which is something that I use, which is open source. It's entirely free. It is a vector graphic application that is on par with something like Adobe Illustrator or Affinity Designer. The difference is it doesn't cost $30 a month to use. It's free, and it's amazing because it does everything that Illustrator does. It's different. It's not as slick. It's not integrated into the Adobe Cloud, but it works really well. And I did I'll show you. I mean, just to show you how good it is. Can I share my screen? Do I have permission to share screen?
I don't know.
No, host
No.
disabled.
Okay, yeah, I disabled everything, includes hands raising and everything, so to not disturb the. Can you share it?
I'm not on. I could do it through eCam. I gotta just switch cameras. Switch to the virtual camera, but I don't have eCam open.
Yeah, okay.
But I just want to show you because you'll be like, wow, that's pretty cool, and you'll understand why this is such an attractive topic. So I am switching over to eCam now. Let me just get over to the eCam virtual cam. All right, good. Okay, and now I will share my screen. Share screen. Share. Okay, you guys can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can now see how infinite loop. Yes. Let me just minimize you. And let me just hold on for a second here. Open up Inkscape. Inkscape, yeah, Inkscape 1.2, Inkscape.org. But this is a thumbnail that I created, and you know what my thumbnails look like, right? And it's like amazing. It looks, and these are all editable. I can go in here and make this 38, or type it in. You can create templates. You can change colors. The challenge is like it doesn't give you all of the extra guidance, there's not templates, and there's not pre-built objects, and it's really built for somebody who knows what they want, or you've created a template, but you end up with a really high-end vector graphic. This is all editable. All of these pieces you can do all kinds of things with and change. So and unlike Canva, which you really can't like edit the points as easily. That you can do stuff like this in Canva, but what you can't do in Canva is like node by node or point by point editing, where I can go in and actually rebuild the shape into something completely different, or even turn it into a curve, or do something really amazing, like do a swirl or do some really high-end filtering. Like
Okay.
you can do things like that. So it requires some skill and understanding, and the learning curve is a little steep because there's a lot of things going on here. But what you end up with is a file, when it's open source, so you don't have to pay for anything, and everything works, and it is very high quality when you export it. You can export this to a poster or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're in control. And so with that being said, it's a very attractive thing to talk about. Oh, look at this. Zoom is the leader in the 2021 Gartner Magic Quadrant Meeting for Solutions.
Yeah.
Do you know who designed this? Take one guess. Who designed this? I invented this little thing here. So that's what I do. It's so weird. That's my company. Yeah, this is totally random. Zoom just popped this up. But this is one of my models. So anyways, so we go back to that. Is too funny. Inkscape.org. It was Inkscape. No, what's going on?
Okay, but the point, Adam, is that this really had great success on your channel, or bigger success.
Yeah. So not to go too deep into selling you on Inkscape. Thank you for bringing me back to reality here. Let me just go back to sharing my camera. Yeah. So the reality here is that let me just get back to Zoom. Right. Hello, Zoom. Where are we? We're here. We're here. We're here. Okay. The reality of all of this is that people really want to know how to use this application because it's complicated, and explaining how to use it in a very simple way is very attractive. And I found that that is going to be something that people will actually search for, outside of you and everybody else who watches me, who know me from various things with either Lori or Doc. And I could certainly ride on their shoulders to get more attention, but that's not what I really want to do. And I really do love Inkscape, and so I plan to do more Inkscape demos over the next 6 months, breaking down the application. And I'm thinking about getting Camtasia, which is a little bit better in doing screen captures, because you can like zoom in and pull things out and all that kind of stuff, right? So that is where I am right now. And Word Hero is one. Also my Canva explanations. So it seems like when I'm doing rather than talking about like either motivational things or fundamental things or things that drive you, where people are actually looking for are more specific ways of getting things done, as in like how do I do ABC with XYZ, and that kind of thing seems to, if you want to grow organically or like externally is really the word, not organically. It's not like just growing out of the ground. It's like people are looking for that, so you're providing a solution for that. And it's something I really like. I really do like the idea of using open source tools and not having to always spend top dollar for everything, because especially in my world at my age, people are moving to fixed incomes, and once you retire, it's like you have to be really careful. You just don't have the budget to spend $30 a month on something, and you can get one thing, but you can't get all the things. So some things you have to use free tools for, and that's kind of what I'm kind of leaning towards. So, yes, I am still on target to create 100 videos. There's a bunch of other topics that I'm looking at too, but I've been using Trello. Have you ever tried Trello? I do
Yes.
not like Notion. It's too deep for me. I'm not a big fan of being overly organized, because I tend to spend more time in the organizational tools like ClickUp. I use ClickUp at Gartner. We use that, and I'm like, oh, it drives me nuts because we track every little piece of every little thing, and I've got it in my brain, but I need to have a place to keep smart lists. And what I really like about Trello is Trello does the Kanban thing where you can have ideas, and then the ideas you're working on and the ideas you finish, and you can drag them along like visually across the board. And so I've been using Trello to write down all of my ideas and then moving them along. And
Yeah,
Trello,
great.
the free version of Trello is totally fine. And I don't know if you've ever looked at Trello, but it's pretty cool. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on, cool tools like that. And I've gotten a lot of positive support from my recent shift, and talking about different things, and that's kind of where I am. But I'm still at the same time, doing these little drawings every day and just recording them and putting them up and not thinking too much about the storyline or the hook. Those are getting way more attention than this.
Yeah, of course, it's easier
It's
to consume, and it's yeah,
it's more novel. It's more
yeah,
novel. It's enjoyable. It's more like entertainment.
yeah,
Whereas this is like, I'm coming to you to learn something, right? And obviously have something to teach, but that's just more of a job. It's like you have to be in the mind to teach, and then the student has to be in the mind to receive, and that's a whole thing. Like not everybody just wants to learn all of the time. And that's what I'm learning. And so, I'm there. And then also, Lita's coming up,
yeah.
and that's going to be really interesting too, because the first week of Lita I'll be in Mexico. That'll be fun, right? And so I plan to engage in that too. So that's yet another thing to take my time. But from my understanding, again, I know you all through Lita, but I did not participate in Lita. No, I've participated more than once in Veda, which is vlog every day in April and August, and I've done it before, but those were just posting videos. It wasn't live, and it wasn't in a private group. It was just you just putting them up on YouTube for everybody to see, and everybody just got to know each other. And some of the people I did Veda with, I'm still friends with today. So I understand how you connect and cheer for each other. I'm just curious, like how that's all going to work. You don't need to tell me, but that's also going to be distracting, because on top of creating all of the content, you are watching everybody's content, and that must
Yes,
be a little bit distracting, because that keeps you from building your content. There has to be folks who say no just because I can't watch all the content. Like I could make the content, but part of it is watching the content, right? Not just making
absolutely.
content.
So you can take two approaches there. The one, no, you could take three approaches. The one approach I would really not recommend it is just put your thing out there and then say thank you, that was it for me, and then come back next day. I wouldn't do that. Then the
So you're
sane,
talking about later
yeah,
approaches with later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then the sane and reasonable approach would be to say, okay, I watch 2, 3, 4, 5 people each day and engage with them. That would be the reasonable approach. And then is the approach that that I take and Lala does too, and many do is just go all in and really engage with people. And it's a fantastic experience. But the approach where you say, okay, I watch a few people a day and give some feedback there, that works as well, because if everybody is providing something for a few other people, then that goes around. But
Yeah, no, I get that. And something I'm learning, in the 6 months that I've been doing this, is that there's a really big difference between the content that you create, that you have something to say and deliver, and almost like if you go live, it's a bit of a distraction from the content you're trying to deliver, the
yeah,
message, right? And then there's the live, which is less about the message and more about the engagement and the interaction. And then obviously you want to find some kind of balance
Yeah.
there, but it's hard to do both. It really is, because like for me, like watching a live from a couple weeks ago, it's like
not
sometimes
the
the
same, yeah.
conversation is, it's not the same, or maybe even out of context, like, oh, just wait till they find out what happened. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you're watching it so far in the past that it makes it kind of difficult. So, and right now I'm focusing on creating content that is more archived, or like
Yeah.
stuff for the shelf, so I can say, here, look, this is what I talk about. So
Yeah.
I'm focusing less on the live. So I'll use that later for that, for the other. But for the stuff that I'm doing now, like if I'm going to be leaning into showing people how to use Inkscape and other tools like that stuff, I don't think I'm going to do live. I think we're
It
just gonna
makes
do
much
little
more sense to
5 or 6 minute, like,
produce
here's
that
how to make
and yeah.
a 3-dimensional cube in Inkscape. Okay, and show the
Yeah.
screenshot. This is the best way to do it, and just do that, you know, and just
Yeah.
make those, and it's fun. I love it because those I can do really fast. I can do one of those in a half an hour, like a 5-minute video. I can do the whole thing from start to finish with all of the setup and getting in about a half an hour. And that's
Okay,
about,
great.
I can manage that, like, you know,
Yeah.
definitely.
So for
do like
leader,
3 or 4 of those a
just
week.
jump in and be prepared to get sucked in, and it depends
You could
on.
just use your phone, right? It's like, because I'm going to
Yeah.
be traveling, so you could just do one of these, right?
Yeah.
That's fine in the beginning. It's
Absolutely.
not necessary to have all
It's
the overlays. and
it's even encouraged
virtual channels.
to use the phone. Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, and thank you, everybody. I don't know if anybody has any other questions or comments, but that's where I am. In the next 6 months, we'll be moving in that direction and getting more
Great.
focused as
Yeah.
to, you know, the right kind of content to produce. That because if I do this, I want to make sure that I'm doing it for someone, not just doing it for myself as well. You know,
Yeah,
that
of
I
course.
just want to make something that people want rather than just make
That
something.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, Adam. So we go to Einar. Einar, how has your year been so far, and what's coming up for you?
Hello, everyone. My year until now has been very exciting and very busy.
Okay.
Because we have been moving in the middle of everything here. So I have not accomplished all I wanted to do in the first 6 months. But I'm continuing and talking about changes. I still have this idea about teach tech in an easy way to people more than 50 years old, but I'm not sure this will be the only thing will happen on the channel. And I have decided not to spread over too much, so it will only be one channel covering maybe 2 or 3 things. But mainly this tech for seniors, as we are calling it here now, or Fix It for Seniors, is what I'm talking with Tony about to do. So there is many things going on at the moment, and I am under a little pressure from the system here also, because before the 1st of August I need to do something here and get started, earn some kind of money very fast, or I have to take a job at least at latest the 1st of September, because I drop out of the system here, as they call it. So I will not get money from anywhere because of my situation. Maybe it's possible to get a little less than I do get now, but it's not for sure. We don't know that before September. So I'm going for a job now and make this for my spare time after September. So also, as Adam and Marcus talked about, leader will be one of the big things coming up here, and I will try to be there as much as possible, because you can learn something all the time. And leader in August is my 4th time, so I have tried it before. So I write to L'Oreal the other day that I apply for the 4th time if I get permission to continue one more time. And as I understand it, it
Of
will
course
be a little different in August than it has been the other 2 years now. But I don't know. But my goal is still to carry on with the channel, and at some point should be able to make a kind of living of this. So I have a little more control over my life than I have had until now. That is the goal with all this.
Yeah. So first thing is to get a job till
Right
until
now,
September.
yeah. If something happens and it is possible, I will do this. But I have to go. The first priority right now is getting a job from 1st of September at the latest.
Okay. Yeah.
What
Okay.
area is that? Are you looking for?
I'm trying to find a job in the things I know something about, and that is sales, mainly sales in every kind of any kind, and a little marketing. And then I try to mix all this in it because I'm looking for a job in communication, social media, and marketing. Um, that has something to do with this, but it is not all, because what we are doing here and what I want to do is not only selling, because only selling is very. I should be a little careful here, but I don't like selling like it
Yeah,
is
I
going
get
on
it.
these days.
Yeah, it's not as
Selling is
deep.
more like pressing something into people they don't want and don't like and don't use afterwards, and you can only do this one time. Then they will never come back again.
Well,
And
it
here
depends
we are
on the
trying to
product.
do it. Yeah, and here we are
Yeah.
trying to do it the other way around. We want people to come back every time if they
Right.
can. When we
If
make
it's a
them.
service that they need, they might, have to come back. Like you always have to buy another loaf of bread, or whatever.
That's the problem here, because I have been doing sales the most of my life, and it is sell something, help people make the service so they are happy about what they are buying. But now the service part of it is cut out. When I last time worked in a shop, they told us to sell, 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 and then we say service. We have to. I was selling mobile phones and internet connections, and I say I need to explain and show them how they use the telephone. And my boss say they can go home and see that on the internet. And I say to him, "Are you stupid? This man just bought the internet connection."
Okay. I
So,
see.
what should he do? Um, and I don't like this because this is only sell, 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 and the system has turned around. So if you don't sell, you don't get very much money. So the more it is, the more you sell, the more money you can earn, and this will make a lot of sales that it is not necessary for the customer.
Okay.
So
So I
you're
try to be
focused
very
then.
careful about what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I think I normally say I don't do anything I cannot stand in for myself. It should be something I can um, be hold up to afterwards also.
Thank you. So your focus then is really on getting that job, right? Really, that's the priority. Is that has more priority than the other stuff?
The job right now,
Yeah, getting the job has the
it
priority.
has to be, because we
Of
have
course.
a special system here where we, in 2 years after we lose our job, can get some support from the government and from our union. And for me, this is it is not high, but I can make a living. But it will drop from this to zero in 1 month.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so you have to plug yourself back in.
So we have to
Well,
do
we
something.
wish you the best, and whatever we can do to support you there, just let us know. If you need a recommendation or anything like that, just let me know.
So that is what I'm trying to do now, and I use very much time at the moment on LinkedIn, and there it is also possible to add these recommendations in the profile.
Yeah, connect to me in LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to give you a recommendation should you need it if you're up for a job.
Okay,
So,
that's very fine. I will do
yeah.
that later here.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
I'm in there.
so I'm basically I'm changing from try to go away from sales to work with something like this, And when I began all this, when I the first time was watching one of Luria's stream by accident, it
Mhm.
was because I was looking for how to set up a Canon M50 camera, and that was David at that time making this video for live streaming pros. And I saw
Mhm.
the stream for the first time with Lori, and I was thinking about this is what I have always dreamed about to make, but in a small scale. Not all. I'm not. I don't know so many things as Gloria, but it must be possible to make it in a small scale.
Okay,
Of
great.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think we all accidentally found LSP while
Yes, but it is
searching for
funny. I have been
something.
in 14 days, I guess now. I have been there for 2 years and
Okay,
has been a member for 2 years. And it is feeling like it was yesterday.
yeah,
Mhm.
time goes by fast. Yeah.
Very fast, and we have learned so many things. And
Mm.
what is bothering me a little here is in Denmark, when I tell what I'm trying to do, they say, this is not possible. Go out to work. And we have heard this before. And they say in Denmark more or less this to all people who want to be independent or an entrepreneur or something like this. They say it cannot, you cannot do it.
Yeah, I guess
Uh,
that's not specific for Denmark. That's for a lot of people. If they are speaking with friends and family, they maybe don't get it. And if you're in a group like this, we of course get the idea behind it. Yeah.
the worst part, I think, it is nobody I talk to can see where the money is in this system.
Yeah.
But there is many ways it because in Denmark you are thinking about when you get your money, you get it from one place where you're working, and that is the only place or the only places. And then the rich people have some stock and very many other things also. But you get your money one place from. Here you can add it up for many
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah, but before you were saying that if you wanted to explain the phone to the customer or that the boss said they will find it in the internet, and so you can be the guy in the internet who tells people how to use the phone because you already know how to explain that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think we have learned so many things. I have only more or less I have been in the accelerator group for 6 months, I think, but I have only used all the things I can find that is free. And it is incredible how many things we have been told and learned for free in live streaming pros.
Yeah.
They are telling a lot, but they are not telling the last part because I have sometimes written to Loy, I know what you are doing. Because all is something going back to it is marketing. Basically, it is marketing she's doing on the net. So I know what it is she's trying to do, and something I like the ways it is done, and sometimes I don't like it. But live streaming pros are doing it, so you don't feel any pressure from anything.
They
There
give
is
tremendous
she
value
has a
for
special.
free. I mean,
Yes, and she has a special way to do this. I don't know how she do it,
it's
but
tremendous
you don't
value
feel.
that you can get for free there, especially if you talk about LIDA.
Hmm.
I think that's a program that would be worth a lot of money. But for me, as for example, I wouldn't have joined because I didn't ever think that I want to go live, and so why would I have paid something for it? But it was all free, and now we're here, and that's yeah, it's
Mhm.
tremendously good.
And if you have, yes, but Marcus, if you had asked me 2 years and 1 month ago now
Yeah,
to make this, I have never done it.
yeah,
I have never
absolutely.
taken a camera and go now anywhere,
Yeah,
something like this. I was making small videos, but I was very careful. Nobody sees it.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
after the first leader, I find live streaming pros in June, July, and take the first leader in August 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And after this month, everything was exploding because you did something every day. You have
yeah,
said to your family and friends, "I will never do this," but I did it.
yeah, absolutely. That's
so
all for
it helped
free,
a lot.
so it's tremendous value you're getting.
So
Yeah.
many, all of us have been in Lida. We know what it is about, and
No,
we have
Adam
to.
Adam will do it for the first
Adam.
time,
Yes,
but
and
yeah,
I'm very grateful and thankful for what she has done for us.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, quite frankly. I don't think I can do it.
you
It
will
is
do
funny
fine.
I
also.
have no experience.
You will do fine.
The first day, Adam, is easy. You just have to present yourself.
Yeah, and yeah, but it's not. I can spoil a little bit. It's not all about technique and presentation. It gets really personal, but
Yeah,
you have to
really personal.
experience it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I figured that. But it's
Okay.
inside a private wall, right? It's
Yeah,
inside a group.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
very safe space. Yeah.
But I think it was all from Denmark at this point.
Okay, thanks Denmark, and we go to the
10
US.
points.
Okay, so Anna, hello. How has your year been going so far?
Hello there. Yeah, it's been going. I think I got a lot more serious about it after, February all the way to now, especially with the segment that I have on Fridays. I did drop the ball like 2 weeks ago because I, I thought I was being very proactive and very consistent on having a calendar and plan my segments. And Coach Adam came to the rescue last week when I invited him within the week, and I usually send out invitations you know way ahead to have everybody booked. So that's been the struggle, but I think I have been doing good with that. And then this organic thing that happened with Andy and I, and we're going strong with that too. At least we don't know where it's gonna go or gonna how it's gonna go. Really, we're just doing it as we get prompts, and we have 36 episodes because we
Wow.
have 36 questions that we're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go through. So we're gonna do every other Thursday. So that's the plan from here to the end of the year with that channel. And then on my channel, I actually was writing down my goals and trying to be very intentional about our time today because it's helping me to realize where I want to go and how is this helping me and how is it helping people that I going to be serving through my streamings. So that helped me to create a strategy and a plan, the strategy behind the live streaming, and then adding the mailing list and all the other pieces that go with the streaming in order to create a community, right? So I'm in the planning stage with that right now, and I want to have it done by the end of next week, so I go full strength in August with it, with a full strategy on how to why am I streaming and what do I want to get out of it. And now the thing that I totally forgot was Lida until you guys started mentioning it today.
How
And
could
I'm
you
like,
forget
oh
that?
no. So because it's obvious that I loved it and I want to do it again. Like that just went into my list of to-dos, to try to be very intentional and planning for it to dedicate the time. And I was just gonna say also when Coach Adam asked about it, but it has some psychological power that does to you in a way that empowers you to do this. So to me, it wasn't just about learning how to do the live video, which that was my big expectation when I signed up the first time. But it was actually a life transformation for me,
Yeah.
and trying and finding my unique me, you know, like Luria said, and it was also very satisfying to see how many people sign up at the beginning and see
Mm-mm.
the ones that end up at the end of the month, that you see there constantly, and you see how, uh, you know, this, I think that's what created this relationship between us, and this friendship, and this
Absolutely.
commodity, and this, just this magic,
Yeah.
you know. And I love it that she's very intentional also with the rules, and I strongly believe that rules were made to keep us safe,
Yeah.
and that's why I love that, that group. So that's something that I just added as you guys were talking about it to my list of goals to add on, and make sure that I have the time and be intentional about completing Lita this August.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah.
far as my streaming, those are my goals.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. And Lida is really a good thing. I guess many of us would have not found the courage to do what you're doing here without Lida.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I have been at 1 or 2 days behind, but I have always completed.
Okay.
So it is very funny. It's
Ajnar, you have done it twice. How many times have you
I
did?
have
Nice.
August is the fourth time,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
And
and
Marcus,
August last year I did it every day. I was not behind in August last year.
Yeah, it will be my third in August. And you
Yeah,
know,
okay.
for repeat participants, it's the goal is to go deeper because you already know how it works.
and I don't know
Yeah.
what I don't know how Marcus is doing this, but he is here and there and everywhere all the time, no matter
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you are live.
Right.
That's
He have
just
some
all a
duplicators.
clever illusion. Yeah, but Anna, I'm impressed with what you've been doing and with what you're planning. You're really stepping up the game there.
I think
And
so, but what you have been doing, that is incredible. I don't know where you got the
Absolutely.
time
okay,
to all this, and you have always supported, especially in Leader. You are there when you are
yeah,
needed.
okay,
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
okay,
That's true.
okay. Yeah, but great. So I was thinking a bit about my goals. I mean,
Mhm.
it's we were talking about how we accidentally discovered LSP, and I feel like every subsequent step was some kind of accident too. I then started streaming, had no idea where it will go, and then started doing interviews, and then we started with this group, and it's just constantly evolving. And due to popular demand, I think I have to bring back the interviews. And yeah, I have to find a time to do that. And yeah, I was thinking maybe I just have to announce when it will happen. So because if not, it will not happen. So I don't know. Yeah, which day I should put up an additional stream. Maybe I don't know. So Lala can get a bit more sleep. Maybe I should do it later in the day or earlier in the day. Or I can't make you wake up 2 times a week. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
So,
or maybe
Marcus,
you
when
can do it like every other week is maybe accountability this week. Next week is your interview. If
yeah.
really this is the only time that you
No, I
can.
can add another one. It's okay.
Oh, great.
so I'm assuming, Marcus, that
Yeah.
your interviews are live, right? So you're
Yes.
doing them live.
Yeah.
As yeah, yeah. So an alternate would be to do one as a premiere. Don't do it live, but I did a few premieres. They're
Yeah.
fun. So you just, you pre-record it, but then when you do the premiere, you could be just in the chat room. And it's fun to be there because then you can talk in context over what is being said. And you get in the conversation. You're like, you could spend more time focusing on what's happening in that stream. And it feels like you're there, like
Yeah, of
you're with
course.
everybody. It's like you're at your premiere, like in a
Yeah.
movie house, and watching your movie, and you're there. So it was really fun.
Yeah, of
You might
course.
want to try one of those.
I
It was
yeah.
cool.
I would consider a premiere if the video is really pre-recorded, but with the live interviews, the audience also can ask questions
Right.
for the guest.
You're counting on the audience
yeah.
to lean in and ask
And
questions.
if I would pre-produce it, I would obsess much more about quality and editing it. Yeah, but yeah, I have to bring them back because they are fun. And when I was talking about bringing them back, I already had some reactions from people. Yeah, do it again. And I still have to invite Anna back because we had technical difficulties. So it's about time to try that again. Yeah. Yes. I guess that would be my next steps. And
Awesome.
Yep.
Lala, we were talking about your editing, but not about your year. Maybe you can tell us about that as well. You're muted. Muted.
You're on mute.
Ah,
Lala.
there she is.
There you
Yeah, sorry. I was like talking. It's like, okay, I am muted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so the first half of the year had been great. The first few months, the first quarter was a little bit slow for me in terms of I really wasn't focused on, intentionally on growing. I was just enjoying going out there, right? So I pushed myself really hard for to reach the goal I wanted to reach last year, which was just to become part of the YouTube Partner Program. And I really went all out with that. So I guess at the beginning of this year, I just wanted to, just chill a bit, relax a bit. And then just really look on top of that. I also had to take of, several health issues. And by God's grace, so far, so good. So hopefully it's going to continue. All right, especially that we're going into Lida. All right, and then now, I think everything that as I said when I went into one of the reasons I went into content creation was out of curiosity. Why is it that there's so many people, even those that actually don't need to be here, somehow they have great careers, they are set in whatever industry they are, but they are in YouTube, whether you be a lawyer, an artist, what have you. So that in my mind was something I want to learn. Where will this YouTube take me, right? So it's an experiment, so to speak, and so far it has been a lot of blessing, most of which is getting to know a lot of people. And now on top of that, it has actually also been helping out in my business,
Great.
although most of the things that I talk about are actually crafting. Crafting in the beginning was just something that, of course, very passionate about so many things, but I knew that with crafting, even if I have no preparation, even if a guest doesn't come in, I will be able to still go out there and have a content. So I pushed on with crafting, but I told myself that when I get monetized, I will lie low with crafting, and I want to pursue the many other passions or aspects of what I am as Mami Lala. But for some reason, the crafting has somehow pushed me into many avenues that I never even realized it would bring me. opened up many business opportunities for me, not just in the crafting world, but also in terms of my other businesses somehow, because I'm also able to bring that in as a content every now and then. So now people know that I'm a crafter, but because of that, they also now get to like, what else does Mommy Lala do? And so when they see it, so now they're also interested in the other aspects that I am able to do. But specifically in the last quarter or last 6 months of this year, something that I've been wanting to do for many years, and I've been wanting to be part of this also as a crafter. I had always wished that I could be part of what they call a getaway, right? But it's most of the time it's in the US. It's so expensive for us to go there. So one of my dreams is to actually come up with a craft getaway, and it is going to finally come true. So next week
Wow.
I'm off to Boracay with my dear crafty sisters, so the friends that, thank you, that I have been coming going live with on my show. One of us has a resort in Boracay. Boracay is one of the best beaches there is in the world. White sand, long kilometers long beach, and it's a really awesome place. So we plan to do it there this November. There are already tie-ups with some sponsors. Our current ones right now are all in, and so it's an exciting, at the same time scary, because of the pandemic still very much
Mhm.
here. So safety wise, how we're gonna do it. So this coming weeks, I'm actually going to go live from Boracay. I don't know how I'm gonna bring all of this setup there.
We can't
So
wait to see it.
yeah, so we're gonna have like a run through of, and planning as well. So ocular and all of those stuff. So I think there are still many things that will um some again, one of the reasons why I also started was as out of curiosity, and if it can also help boost my other businesses, so that would be great. As a solo mom, that would be super awesome.
Yeah, and I guess that's so much more important than being monetized in the YouTube Partner Program. Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
We
own
were
that
all
part.
clapping, and David
Yeah.
in the chat is also saying, "Wow, that's awesome."
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
yours.
thank
You know,
you.
you own that. That's
Yeah.
your thing. It's separate than all of this. This just is an add-on for that, rather than us being, this being the thing. What you're doing in the real world is what's
Mhm.
most important, and that's beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Isn't it funny, right? With crafts, and I found this, just recently with posting my drawings, that there's a very hungry audience and it's like a
True.
universal desire. People love to be crafty or creative. Not everybody, but the people who do, they watch this, they love it, and there's a lot of opportunity for people to share their crafts and their creative process, and you wouldn't think that there would be that much of a desire for that, but there is. I mean, I love watching people draw. It's like magic, and I can
Mhm.
draw, right? But even I watch people who can't draw. That's even fun.
Oh, so I
It's
could
like
draw. Perfect.
it's fun, yeah, to see how you're thinking, and just to see the line just appear on the screen. It's just magic, and to me it is, at least.
Yeah.
There's something quite wonderful about it. It's pure, and you don't even have to, like, there's a person I watch on YouTube. Her name is Emily Artful. She draws this drawing, and it's mildly okay. The drawing's good, a little contrived, but it's fine. But she talks while she's drawing. She must draw it and then do a voiceover, because I just want to hear what she has to talk about, and she's talking about things in her life. And so you're watching the drawing, and you're hooked, and she's telling a story so masterfully about, the frustration she had trying to open a new bank account. She had to do this, and you had to do that. It has nothing to do with the drawing or the technique, but it's just like so uh, just hooky and sticky. And same thing with Mommy Lala. When I watch you guys working on a craft, I want to just stick around and see what it's going to turn out to, even though I'll probably never do heat foiling on anything, right? It's just like, oh, I want to see what's happening. That's going to come out.
Perfect.
You know, it's exciting. And so
Yeah.
we're so happy. And this is super cool. We
Yeah.
can't wait to see what you guys make.
Absolutely. We will watch everything. You have to document it. And with that, the time is up. So I suggest everybody go and draw something or make something fun, something that brings you joy. And I look forward to see you all next week. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Marcus.